Jeskai Niv, let's dive into some games here. Hopefully the extension is gonna be alive again. No, I don't really play any of the random game modes. Sounds pretty good. I think that's actually like Dark. No, I think it would be incredibly unlikely for them to like start and skip a set. Put it mulligan to 5 here. Map's really good with Niv, and like having dive down to bricks. Like Niv basically reads if you untap with this, win the game, right? So like getting to play a lot of them is generally pretty good. Stop getting rid of my stop. Hey, Druckenstern, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month with that. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday, a good start to your holiday season. Play our second map out, get our scry on. We're really looking for Niv, but like I'll take a Teferi as a constellation prize. I ran out of witty stuff to say. What's going on, Dylan? Thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate the entire year. Looks like I got you with the sword earlier. Thanks for protecting us from Twitch chat. Probably just gonna keep scrying bottom aggressively, looking for copies of the what's his name? Oh, expansion explosion is good now too. Seal away is also decent though. Yeah, I'm gonna keep seal away here. So next turn, so I could draw, I could do this, I can Teferi, and then during my end step, I can seal away this tapped one.
We need to move quickly.
Yeah, Clarion definitely leaves a little bit to be desired in this matchup. So if they have like shock, if they have shock plus another spell, they can kill my Teferi. But I think that's fine. If you like he drew a card, so if he like soaks some damage and draws a card, that's fine for me. Just to confirm, the Deckmaster extension's still broken, right? It's reporting a bunch of broken messages here, but they're different broken messages than previously. The Deckmaster server is now back online. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
That now.
Yeah, Niv is basically a combo enabler. Thinking about it as a combo deck makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna looking for Niv or an expansion, because if I hit an expansion, I can Clarion expansion my Clarion. No, I think that's narrow. I think I'd rather keep the extra cards.
No time for a break.
No time for a break. All right, well, now I'm gonna burn my treasures to kill all their things. Because killing their stuff lets me. I'm about to get spell pierced, aren't I? Yeah, I'm dumb. I think I'm about to get spell pierced. Hopefully it's just dive down. I think I'm supposed to go for that. Hopefully it's dive down. If it's dive down, I still get one. They're targeting their stuff, it looks like, so hopefully dive down. Yeah. Game's not over, but I'm not in a good spot. I get to flip this map next turn, so it's like not the end of the world. They get to kill Teferi this time, tier. What's going on, Mistake? Welcome to a live one. So we're through 15 cards. We've scried 4 to the bottom. So we've gone 19 cards without drawing a Niv-Mizzet this game.
That was uncalled for.
All right, well, I get 2 draws. So I get a redraw here. I can cast that still, right? Yep. I think the extension is working again. You might need to refresh. The extension is finally reporting. So this lets them kill this with a lava coil, but I get to draw a card and I can't just sit here and take hits. Thanks, folks. Sorry about that. All right, so 5 cards at the bottom of our deck that are bad. So there's 3 Nivs and 36 cards, so we're 1 in 12. That's unfortunate. Ugh. That game felt really bad. You know what would feel worse about that game? It was best of 1 and I didn't have a chance to make up for the fact that we just got incredibly unlucky. That's why best of 3 is great, because you get chances to make up for when you get incredibly unlucky. Wow, this Jeskai list is really greedy. There aren't even, and I should have looked at this list. Why are there not 4 Deafening Clarion in this deck? Playing the first Fiery Cannonade before the 4th Deafening Clarion is like a pretty big mistake, I think. I can't fix it. We're playing an event. There's no best of 3 ladder. They got rid of the best of 3 ladder. I cannot fix it in between. We are locked into playing the deck list. This is Adrian's current list. Yeah, I think any candidates before the 4th Clarion is silly. I think there's enough random pirates in the format. There's enough things that have the 3rd point of toughness that you really want the max Clarions. Also, Clarion giving your Drakes and Niv-Mizzet lifelink is huge in a lot of the aggressive matchups. Yeah, the unranked queue is just full of cards I own. No, it's not ranked. There's no matchmaking based on how good you are. It didn't seem like it, Jackal Girl, and I've played a good amount. If there is an MMR, it takes forever to pass up because we're still playing its terrible cards. I should also like to chart a course to victory, opponent. You guys want to hit all these land drops guaranteed? Just be as conservative as possible. Try and Drake into Niv. And I think the CLOA is important. We did not see Tormenting Voice. They're probably the Just Drakes build. Our curve's gonna be pretty good. Hopefully they tap out for a Crackling Drake of their own, and then we get to go this, Teferi, untap 2 lands, have Seal Away up. Alright, the real question here is, do I jam Teferi into a possible Pierce or Stroke here? I don't think so. Definitely not with the fact that we drew a, the 6th land naturally. Yeah, I think all the 3 color combinations that are kind of bad right now are going to get much better with better mana. You think what do you think is better, Jund Dinos or Jeskai Control? I mean, objectively speaking, Jeskai Control is better. Jeskai Control's like one of the 3 best decks in the format. I think Jund Dinos is very competitive, and if you like playing monster style decks, the Jund Dinos deck is great. But if you're looking for purely like how competitive it is, it's definitely worse than Jeskai. You know, people like to act like Jeskai control decks are really hard to play. When your draw is reasonable, the control decks are really easy to play. I know people who play control often like to feel smart, but like taking your thing that kills their thing and killing their thing every time they play a thing really isn't rocket science. And I get that like people who play those types of decks like to talk about how those brain dead mono red decks, no skill, blarga, 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 rabble, rabble, rabble. Like, they want to feel smart, and like, if their deck is the smart person deck, then like, you know, they're brighter than their opponents or whatever. I would like to leave blue mana up here, please and thank you. Do 3 color decks typically run all possible shocks, or is that too many? So last time we had all the shocks and buddy lands in standard, it was somewhere between like 9 and 12 shock lands. I think 10's probably the sweet spot. Aggressive decks tend to run more shock lands than non-aggressive decks. I don't want to trade Niv-Mizzet for a shock and a Crackling Drake. That's true. We did have Farseek last time, which changes the dynamic a little bit. I would like to draw a card. Thank you for asking. Take back all those bad things I ever said about you, opponent. You're a giver. Burn's the hardest deck to play. Exactly, Burn player, you understand. I'm just saying that, like, people always like to think that, like, whatever deck they're playing is, like, the 4,000 IQ deck, but it's like, in reality, every deck in Magic has some amount of subtleties to it and has things that you can do well and things that you can mess up and ways you could hedge different matchups. So, there's no need to, like, put other people down because they play decks that are different than the ones you enjoy playing. Hey, Death Shadows. Thanks for the 3-month resub. I appreciate the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Dive down. Okay, so Teferi's dying, but that's okay because I have another Teferi.
Time for plan B.
Chat, what do I want for dinner? My wife has offered to stop at a drive-thru for me on her way home. What do I want to consume to put in my face? Oh, Portillo sounds great. That's the other side of town, though. She might not want to drive that far. Portillo's is the other side of town. Oh, I just dealt one. I wasn't paying. I was like, what am I being asked to do? And I just like clicked on Teferi. Whoopsie. Establishing dominance, exactly. I guess this isn't even that good, right? Maybe I was supposed to play Teferi and Tuck there, actually. What? Do I have any 1-mana spells to draw here? I don't have any shocks in my deck, right? No, I don't have any. I don't have any 1-mana red cards. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Op before my Niv-Mizzet dies, so that way it draws an extra card. All right, we're hitting some good ones here. We're gonna take a hit for 11, it looks like, because this is gonna go to 6 and this is a 5. So I'm gonna go to 5, but I'm gonna get to seal away the Crackling Drake and then Teferi Tuck the Enigma Drake. I'm not familiar with the card choices in Jim's deck, so I can't really comment on it. If they have a negate, we're dead. Dive down, also lethal.
I'm not ready for this quite yet.
Come seal away, come seal away, come seal away with me. Do 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 do. Yeah, they could have Pierce. We definitely played that turn through Pierce, right?
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Feels bad, man. Yeah, there was no pause in the Lyra, so they must have Pierce. If they draw a brick this turn, if they draw a land, we could have a chance. If they draw a land, we could have a chance. If they draw an instant or sorcery, we're probably dead. Especially if it's something that draws cards.
That didn't pan out.
That didn't pan out. Come on, Teferi! Come on! Alright, so I would like one more brick, please. Brick by Glorious Brick.
I'm getting too old for this.
I didn't attack because I don't want them to kill Niv-Mizzet. Or I don't want them to kill Teferi, sorry. Yeah, Deckmaster started working again.
Hold that thought.
I'm not casting anything that can get Spell Pierce unless it's taking Niv off the table. I'm pretty sure they have a Spell Pierce in their hand. Like, they're bricking off 2, but like, we're bricking off drawing 2 cards a turn.
Don't make another move.
Don't make another move. Modern is a non-rotating format, so unlike Standard, which has a set number of sets in it that part of them go away every year, Modern just gets bigger as more Magic sets are printed. How often do you make decisions based on what you assume are in opponent's hands? It depends on what kind of cards they're representing and what I'm expecting. They have a dive down? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, please don't kill Lyra. Wait, if they can kill Lyra, they could just kill me, right? Why would you kill... Maybe they just tunnel visioned and didn't realize how much health I had. They must have tunnel visioned and not realized how much health I had. They could have Lava Coil. No, they wouldn't have pinged that much if they had Lava Coil, right? I think we're dead. I mean, they draw 1 less card when I Ionize their thing. Yeah, we're very dead. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick, and when I get back, we're gonna play some more with this Jeskai deck. Although, I'm not terribly happy with some of the details of it right now, but we're unfortunately trapped into this, this constructed event with it. All right, let's jump back in here. You thought I wouldn't catch that one. Thought I wouldn't catch that one. My Teferi was at like two counters on it. It wasn't gonna get to tuck the Niv anytime soon. It was not an option available to us. This hand has some different options to peruse. If I was playing in the Columbus team event, what would I play? Green-Black Elves is the modern deck I've been playing recently for, in terms of like things that I like that are competitive. So probably Green-Black Elves. Please keep in mind, if you're new to the stream, I'd encourage you to read the stream rules before posting in chat. It'll help you avoid getting a 10-minute timeout. One of the many rules in the chat is if you want to criticize a card in a deck that we are playing, that's welcome and encouraged to have an intelligent discussion, but it needs to be an intelligent, constructive discussion. So if you just want to take a crap on something that's in a deck list, That's not allowed. If you want to say, like, I don't like this card, and this is why, and explain why you don't like it, that's welcome and encouraged. Will I ever hit the ranked grind? Not while it's best of one. I have zero desire to play best of one. Looks like we are playing against Lich, most likely. That's true. The people who pay me money do get a little bit more rope to hang themselves with. Or just some kind of brew, some kind of Abzan brew. That land can stay right there. So if I play the land, and then if I scry with this, I effectively have 7 mana, so I can play Niv with Dive Down up. Alright, this is my dragon. And this dive down looks really good here now, right? Like, the dive down's gonna make sure our big scary dragon gets to untap and then hopefully do more scary stuff, especially with expansion explosion here. Into the water! Into the water! So, Treasure Map versus Azcanta kind of depends on which Jeskai deck you're playing, basically. So, in the build that's more all-in on Niv-Mizzet, like this one, it tends to play Treasure Map, so you can ramp up into Niv and then protect at the same turn when you play it early, like we did there. Like that turn, we had turn 5 Niv-Mizzet plus protect it with Dive Down. In the less combo-focused builds of Jeskai, there's usually more search for Azcantas because they're winning more with planeswalkers like Teferi.
Sorry I'm late. Time is much more malleable than people think.
Goes the weasel. Alright, so they've got Gift of Paradise and Ixalan's Binding of their own, so I'm going to bring an Invoke the Divine in that. It doesn't look like Deafening Clarion's going to be super good. They had some beef in their deck, so maybe this Disdainful Stroke is fine. I don't know that I necessarily want that extra expansion explosion. I don't know that they're going big enough that Star of Extinction is good. Opponent's playing a bit of a brew, so not 100% certain, like, what I need to be doing against them. Gonna be a little bit of guesswork. Put a Negate in. Yeah, I already have one Negate in the main. I'll bring one Star of Extinction in. Killing the land that Gift of Paradise is on is, like, not bad, right? Had a sweater around here. A little chilly. It's good enough. I know what they're doing. They're playing an aggressive deck. We might die here, but I think this is good enough. They have, like, rampy things and, like, Twilight Prophet and other like, mediocre clunky stuff. So, getting to sit here and, like, hit my land drops, like have a sweeper and a Niv sounds, like, appealing. We have 7 lands and can't cast Niv now, which is a little awkward. Yeah, Squid Squad. So they're definitely playing 5-color mush over there. It's all 5 colors that we've seen now with the Rootbound Crag this game. What's going on, Boulder Elf? Thanks for dropping in today. Hope you're having a good one. Even the Izzet version of Niv more consistent. Yeah, I could definitely see that. That deck's more of a tempo deck and less of a control deck though, right? Like this deck's a little bit more controlling with like the sweepers and things that it's playing. Just actually have not drawn a spell yet this game. My deck heard my cries of not being able to cast my Niv and came to answer them. Alright, so probably want the extra Star of Extinction, the extra Settle the Wreckage. This deck has not felt particularly good, which is funny, right? Like when I saw this deck, I was like, oh, someone submitted like a mostly stock tierish deck, but this has felt really clunky so far. I think I kind of agree with you. Like the Jessup style blue-red Niv deck that did well at the Invitational seems more appealing. I mean, I guess seems fine. Syncopate on the play is pretty good. How about a spell? I'll start with this tapped and play Sulfur Falls on 2. I think Teferi was the better play than Niv. You're guaranteed to get to draw a card and get closer to an answer for Carnage Tyrant and get to hold up a counterspell. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it really mattered. They were like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other, dead either way. I have to keep this land because it's a second white source. Wonder if my opponent has counterspells in their deck. Who's excited to play teamer decks with Carnage Tyrant and counterspells in them? I kinda am. Does that make me a terrible person if I want to protect my Carnage Tyrant with counterspells? What if we could like quasi-duplicate Carnage Tyrant once we have good Simic mana? That also seems kind of hot. The second Star of Extinction. Alright. Alrighty. Maybe I'm just supposed to hold up Settle this turn. I don't know. Getting the map down seems appealing. Yeah, the new Groll guy countering Settle is awesome. Yikes. My body is ready to get negated and die. My body is ready to be negated and die. Their opponent's deck is way sweeter than ours too, to be fair. Oh my... Bye, friends. Goodbye, bye, dinos. Bye, bye, dinos. I thought for a second, I was like, oh god, do I not get to respond to this? That was almost disastrous. I've popped out 3 Twitch babies to skip. What's going on, Marty? Happy holidays to you and yours too. Merry Christmas, all that jazz. Thanks for the 27 months. I think I want to dig for a land here. Yeah, I'll keep Teferi. Deckmaster is reporting everything is fine, so if it's not working for you, it's probably on your end. Finals over in a year with Jeff. What's going on, Project Swamp? Thank you for the 12 months and all the absurd support you've given here over the last year. Hope your holiday season goes well. Get rested up for the next semester. If you played the Star of Extinction True Fire deck, I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna probably say no. I don't believe I've played that. So they either have a sweeper or they have lava coil. I'm gonna run the no blocks. It's Boros Reckoner, okay. Yeah, we have not played that on stream. Alright, they just have a sweeper. That's fine. So we have to stick Teferi next turn. Keep up the pace. How well does MTGA mimic the real metagame / standard? So like, I mean, what do you mean by real? Real's a really loaded question. Like, is Magic Arena the same as your local game store? Is the same as an STG Open? Is the same as a Grand Prix? Is the same as the Grand Prix Top 8? Is the same as the Grand Prix Day 2? Is the same as the first 3 rounds of the Grand Prix? Like, Magic's super varied. There's so many different decks that you could be playing. Ionize seems like a fine keep, especially with this Niv-Mizzet in my hand. I should play this first. Hey, Mr. Vernes, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine.
We need to move quickly.
We need to move quickly. Yo, chat, got Niv-Mizzet? Got Niv. Instant speed shall I give myself hexproof in response to your thing? Yep. All right, you got me. Why did we not syncopate the Shalai? Because I was kind of in shock that it was happening at instant speed and didn't think about it. Ended up clicking through it. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but their deck is sweet. Their deck, that's awesome. That is, I feel like I should concede on principle because I am just a giant filthy net decking letdown and they just cast Journey to Eternity at instant speed. That's impressive. This standard format is such gas. I'm basically a disappointment playing my 4 copies of Niv-Mizzet. My 4 copies of Niv-Mizzet make me kind of a disappointment. Journey as a combat trick is sweet. If I didn't have all of my anti-fun cards over here, my opponent would have done something awesome. Grab some other good ones tonight. Yeah, we got blue-black quasi-duplicate and green-black zombies coming up tonight, which are pretty sweet ones. Blink City Bill, long-time YouTube watcher here. Thanks for all the great content. Thanks for dipping in to give me drop the Twitch Prime support, Blink City. I appreciate that. Hope your holiday season is going well. This game should pretty much be over at this point. I was waiting for the second journey. They don't have black mana. Yeah, this one's done. Too many cards to overcome. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. We're up to over 1,200 people. If you're a new viewer, thanks for dropping in. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Constructed Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. If you enjoy my content, please consider doing like Blink City Bill just did there and subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. If you're one of the many people in the world who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free. And that gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch at no additional cost to yourself. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff. Hey, Jen, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome. A Final Ultimatum 2. Welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. I appreciate that. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Neo makes wonderful protein candy flavored protein bars using code Hoagland at bit.ly/HoagleBar. You can save 10% on all of your orders there with them. CoolStuffInc.com buy and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles using promo code Jeff5. You can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, you might have heard my wonderful shuffling deck there. Hey, Uncle Gale, thanks for the 6th month. I think it's time to brew some 5-color Wrath on stream. I feel like you don't need the 5th color. You could just be green, black, blue, white, but maybe all 5. BCW is currently running a holiday sale, by the way. If you check out bit.ly/BCW sale, you can save 20%. Normally, the discount code's only good for 10 on sleeves, deck box, and all sorts of other stuff that they have listed as part of their holiday sale there, using that code Jeff Holiday Sale. At any rate, we're 1-1 with Jeskai Niv. Let's head back on into the queue and see what we can rustle up here before we're done with this one. How would you compare the Neo bar to other protein bars like Cliff or the pure core bars? I've never had pure core bars before. Compared to the Cliff bars, the Neo bars have a crispier crunch to them as opposed to being more squishy. I really like the crispiness of the Neo bars. Yeah, the Neo bars are great. Everything that scrolls on my advertising banners are things that I personally use or have tried at some point. So like when we have the mattress ad that goes on up there, I have one of their mattresses and I sleep on it. So like when advertisers approach me, I always ask them for samples of their products so I can make sure I'm advertising good things, which makes them easier to sell, right? Like it's easier to sell something that's a decent product than something that's a bad product. In fact, part of my sponsorship with the Neo bars, they send me a couple boxes of bars every month, and they might be so good that I might have eaten all of the ones that they sent me for December already, so I don't have any more to eat on stream until I get another couple boxes. Actually might go pick up one in the middle on the in between. They're kind of good. They got me through SCG Con. The initial samples they sent me to like try out to see if I wanted them to sponsor me, like I had a bunch of them at STG Con. They were great. Looking for a land. I think I'm keeping that, but I'm not excited about it. Al Border Gore, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So looking for some blue sources here. Looking like a mirror match. It depends on which build of Jeskai they're on, but I believe the treasure map Jeskai tends to be favored in the mirror. But they also had a spell pierce last game, so I feel like there's a chance that they might also be on a bunch of Nivs. Making Glacial brand, I love your shoes, but what do you think the best build of it is? I know it's normally the build on your website, but I remember when you played that list, you had some problems with it. I mean, we've played the deck list that's on my website for like the last 5 or 6 Glacial brand leagues. Every deck fumbles and dies sometimes, and that archetype fumbles and dies more than most, arguably. So the build that's on my website is great. If I didn't think the build that was on my website was good, I would take it off my website or change it. So regardless of what deck you build, whether it's tiered or not, it's never going to work 100% of the time, and you shouldn't expect to do this. That's not how Magic works. No, General Starf. A lot of the non-Magic advertisers just aren't up there permanently. So like, while something like Cool Stuff Inc. and Cardsphere are like long-term sponsors, the audience turnover isn't quite enough for non-Magic sponsors, so like for them to stay on in the long term, because they see diminishing returns on their advertisement once they've like been with me for a little while. So yeah, Honey's great. Honey's still installed on my web browser. Just at a certain point the referral code stops being enough return on their investment. Yeah, that's true too. Decks that work 100% of the time generally get banned. War Blazer, so close to my first year, and it's been an awesome time. Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's been swell. Thanks for the 11 months, War Blazer. I appreciate it. So, as I estimated, it looks like they are also playing a heavy Niv build based on the Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce and Dive Down are usually giveaways if there's a bunch of Nivs in a Jeskai deck. Oh, attacking first is interesting. Oh, I could kill his Niv with Clarion. That's a good thing to point out. Thank you. So for people that also miss killing Niv with Clarion, my draw step could have done 1 to their Niv, and then Clarion would draw a card and deal another 1, and then deal 3. So when we both have Niv, my Clarion kills their Niv. Thank you for pointing that out. It was a good thing to have on the mind. One thing that really jumps out at me about this particular build of Jeskai is that this build of Jeskai does not have a lot of ways to take opposing Nivs off the table. Like, by the time you're sealing away a Niv-Mizzet, you've probably died. You can't let your opponent untap with that card. I'm gonna bring in an extra Lyra. Actually, I'm gonna bring in an Invoke the Divine for their copies of Excellence Binding and potentially their treasure maps and stuff like that. I mean, we have a couple of bindings. The problem is you need a lot of redundant answers to Niv-Mizzet, because if your opponent untaps with it, the game is over. So you need them immediately. It's not like a card where you can like wait around and eventually draw your answer later. I don't think Star is good enough. I think Star is really clunky. They had double tap land, so I'm going to shock this in so I can have Syncopate / Negate up this turn. Just use my mana. So I'm gonna shock this in case they're about to play a draw two. Because they play a draw two, I'm gonna syncopate that so it gets exiled. Yeah. This syncopate exile so it gets the front and back half of this, which is nice. Yeah, the shock there smells like Chemister's Insight. So syncopate's a real good clean answer to that. Really like to draw a Teferi of our own to punish this tap out here. If they play a Niv this turn, we're very dead. I think Glacial Brand's the best combo deck. I don't know. I think it's very good. I think, like, measuring which decks are better or worse than each other in Modern is kind of silly because there's not an objective way to do it. We don't have objective Magic data. It just doesn't exist. Just a bunch of people talking about their feelings and beating on their chests, saying I'm right and you're wrong, etc., etc., etc. That's the whole point of competitive Magic, right? Just beating on your chest and being like, no, I know best. I'm a big fan of data-driven arguments and discussions. They're tough to have in Magic. I'm negating this opt because I can't negate I can't negate a Niv-Mizzet, and that opt digs them deeper into Niv-Mizzet. I didn't want to. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to Drake this turn, honestly. I didn't Drake last turn because, like, now if my opponent has like counterspell plus a Teferi, I'm just like up a creek without a paddle. It's fantabulous. First one to Niv-Mizzet. Yeah, Niv-Mizzet. Yeah, Niv-Mizzet. And Niv-Mizzet should draw me a minimum of 2 cards, likely 3 here. Because even if they like play Excellence Binding, I'm gonna negate their binding. All right, so we're done here. This game, the game has ended. The game has ended. I have untapped with Niv-Mizzet. Niv-Mizzet reads suspend 1, win the game. Looking for counterspells and answers to their Niv. Those are the two things we want for Christmas at the moment. Counterspells and answers to their copies of Niv-Mizzet. Is Niv too strong? No, Niv. It's so weird to me when people worry about just like every card that's good, people are like, this card's too good. Playing with powerful cards is fun. The reason why this standard format is great is because there's such a diverse selection of powerful cards in it. Yay, the stack! Yay, the stack! I can't see what I'm expansioning. Is this the Syncopate? Is this the Syncopate? I think this is the Syncopate. Nope. Is this the Syncopate? That's a Negate. That's a Syncopate. Oh, I can't expansion the Syncopate because X is 5. I can't do it because X is too much. Got it. Got it. That's why it wasn't lighting up. This probably needs a better... Yeah, this needs a better interface here. This is a very real problem. Oh, I could have expanded the Negate. Sure, yeah, that's another line too. That is actually a line. Bigger stacks than IHOP. That's a great way to put it. I'm going to need to mute myself momentarily because my wife and at least one of my kids is home. They're bringing me Portillo's though, which is a cause for celebration. Cheese fries are great, chat. I live in America and cheese fries are wonderful. If you live in other countries, cheese fries are probably also wonderful there, but they're truly wonderful in America. Things on Poles. Thanks to the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday, a good start to your holiday season wherever you're at. Yeah, you can Ionize Niv-Mizzet. It's only going to deal 2 damage, but it's not going to do much other. It is a legal target. Stands a fine keep in the dark. Hopefully this is a matchup where Deafening Clarion has decks. Is this deck the truth? This deck is one of many decks that's reasonable in standard. I'm actually not sure if I like this deck better than the straight blue-red Niv-Mizzet deck. Hi, Jacob. Oh, Declan's here too. I'm definitely gonna have to mute. Declan's here too. We're kind of dead here, huh? This Wild Growth Walker is giving us the business. Yeah, this deck does not have a lot of removal in it. I'm not a huge fan of the spell base, the way this Jeskai deck is built. It really feels like it lacks answers. I don't have a ton of good sweepers in the deck. I've got a couple of Star of Extinctions post board at least, but not super in love with the spell base that this deck has. Bump Abzam Bugler will do. Yep, close the door, please. Thank you. Love you, bud. All right, we drew Seal away. That's good until they have a way to destroy this. Listen, I'm timing out every idiot in chat that's super results based and typing yikes right now, because if I shock in this stupid Steam vent, they shock in their overgrown tomb and cast their Vivian anyways. So y'all need to like take 30 seconds and think about what you're doing and why. I know it's really exciting to feel smarter than the person that's streaming on Twitch, but I thought about what I was doing there. It's okay. It's okay. We're not in a good spot. Cheese fries are great, by the way, for anybody that was wondering. I feel like I just like don't have tools to come back here at this point. I guess maybe the Niv can overpower them since I have the dive down to protect it.
Go ahead. Beg for mercy. I'm listening.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
That disappear.
Yeah, I think we're too far gone at this point. Oh no. I'm such a disaster. We dripped cheese on myself. You just zoom in on the food, right? Let me get some of that. Let me get some of them cheese fries, Hogland. Some cheese fries. So the star's good. The cleansing nova is fine. The settles are a little medium. They're pretty telegraphed when you have them. Clarion's like okay. The cheese fries are wonderful. This stream's in no way sponsored or endorsed by Portillo's, but Portillo's, if you're out there, come on now, you know it could be. Yeah, they're missing black mana. They've played 3 basic for us so far, so they're digging for land or black mana. Maybe both. That was a pretty good one for the opposing team there. If we can keep Vivian off our back, we'll maybe be okay here. If they have a way to kill Niv, we're going to be in trouble, which they often do. I think the 4 Niv build's probably a lot worse against green-black than other builds of Jeskai tend to be. Details on how deck submission works can be found here. That's all detailed on my website and how to submit it. Clarion, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are gone. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Gonna get him. To go ahead and gain 5 here, which is great. Just casual 10-point swing. Something that is never welcome in my channel, whether you are a subscriber or not a subscriber, don't come into my channel and crap talk another content producer. There's no need for that. Not every bit of content that's being created is being created for every person. And if you don't like the Magic content or the Twitch content in general that someone is making, there's no need to disparage them. Just stop watching their stuff. It's okay. It's okay if you do not like what someone's doing. It's not okay for you to come in and then trash talk them. Also, I've been online for a while. I've been live for like 4 hours at this point. Seems fine. Looking for a land. MRP, thank you for the 3-month resub. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Sometimes this is Magic, right? You know, both players just kind of fumble around a little bit. Sans Serif, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine with that. Let's get this shocked in here. And like, now we're gonna like kind of play a game that's like finally starting on like turn 6 or whatever. It caught me right as I took a big bite there, Burning Piggy. Thank you for the 12 months. I appreciate it. enjoy the knighting and go forth and protect us from Twitch chat. I appreciate the 12 months of support. I think part of it too is this is something I see with modern and legacy, especially Magic's non-rotating formats, is that people get so invested in like the games that they play and the people that they watch on Twitch that it's very easy for them to, you know, see someone else say something, you know, that they like or dislike, and they're like, well, that I feel very strongly about that. And if you don't feel the same way I do, then you're wrong. Finally on my comp, first trimester's over. Ergo, thanks for the 3 months. Welcome back.
I have no time for a break.
No time for a break. Well, I need some more lands, but the dive down will be a good pickup once I have them. That's a fantastic draw right there.
Let's tear this place apart.
Dive down was really good there. I hope the person that we timed out earlier for disparaging dive down in a non-constructive way has stuck around and watched these games, because dive down is so good in this archetype. It just does so much. I'm actually gonna leave that on top. I'm flipping this over so I can cast the Niv-Mizzet here. Yeah, Clarion looking pretty good here. Let's go ahead and draw with the treasure here first before we do anything. Sure, just mono nibs. I think I'm gonna hold back the Crackling Drake for this turn to try and preserve my health total a little bit. And then next turn we'll Clarion and then get some life back. All right. So if I put this into play, and then I can shock this in. I can do this with both modes, which is gonna kill these and let me hit them for 6 with lifelink. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. I should have clicked them, obviously. I was like, I want to kill that one. Yeah, Niv's pings work with lifelink if you have spells to cast after the Clarion resolves. They should be 1 point lower if I was clicking better. Thanks for the free point and the free card. I appreciate you, opponent. You're a giver. I don't believe any of those bad things they're saying about you. All right. So you get the Chupacabra, the Niv again here. This gets to deal another point of damage. Yep. So, am I supposed to seal away this Chupacabra? I think so. Just keep my health total high. I wonder what their last couple of cards are here. Bronte. Yep. Just doing this to get the counters on these maps. I want to flip this over ASAP. That one. I would like to draw that one, please. This is how the dinos died, opponent. In case you were unaware. Am I running out of Nivs? I only have one more Niv in my deck. This is how the and that, my children, is the story of how the Chupacabras went extinct. The good news is I get to scry twice and then draw 3 cards next turn, so that's nice. Feel a little bit bad binning the Clarion, but I think it's right to dig for a threat here. Oops. Awkward. Alright, less awkward. What if it'll land anyways? That's oh, would you look at that? Those are 2 of the things I wanted for Christmas, chat. Don't Chupacabra me. Have a soul. Playing, yeah, yay. Okay, let's play one more. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna finish the set out. If we lose this one, obviously we're done with the league. But I think even if we win, we're just gonna drop it 4-1. Move along to the next one. What do we got up next? We've got blue-black quasi-duplicate. Yeah, I want to get through 3 more decks tonight, ideally, so we're probably going to be going for another 4.5, 5 hours or so. So we'll play one more with this to be done. Yeah, Chupacabra or Plaguecrafter would have been real bad news bears for us there. That's why I went ahead and killed their 2-1, so that way I wasn't just dead if that happened. seems fine. Eldritch Reborn didn't matter because Negate could cover that one. They needed a piece of removal that Negate didn't cover. All right, so really happy to have Deafening Clarion in my opener here against the Fishes. I am super excited to brew with Merfolk when this new set is fully spoiled. You won't have to play this card because to play Breeding Pool. Thank you for taking it in stride, Sir Corvax. It's a 2/4? That's like cheating. You can't play 3 mana cards that don't die to Deafening Clarion. What is this nonsense? Do I have like any cards in my deck that kill a 2/4? How do we kill a 2/4, chat? Does anybody know there's no... We have Seal Away? There's no Lava Coils in this deck. We could double up the Clarions, that's true. Oh, they have a Lord in their hand too. Gross. Kill the player and the 2/4 magically disappears. Found the aggro player. Oh, that was wrong. I should have. That was a mistake. I should have tapped the same one here. Clicked on the wrong one by mistake. I guess I could technically Niv-Mizzet next turn. It's probably. I think I need to take these dorks off the table. Yeah, this is just a 2/4 on its own. They didn't have blue mana up there, so if they had a dive down or something like that, they couldn't play it. I've not played the exact card for card list that won the Grand Prix, no. I pretty much just play decks that are submitted on this stream and nobody sent that one in. I think it's correct to take this out. It takes 3 points of power off the table here. Keep my health total high. I don't have a ton of good ways to gain life in my deck. What's in their hand? Maybe they're just flooding. The fact that the upkeep stops keep going away is so annoying. Not looking for a land. I think I'm in for a Drake. I think my 2 points of health are worth more to me than a treasure here, especially with another map getting ready to flip. This thing becomes unblockable if they tap another Merfolk, right? Which they do not seem to have. That's good for me. Bottom that. So I can draw a treasure card, and I could draw a Teferi card, but that's not enough to kill the 2/4, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna go ahead and play Teferi out here, I think.
This isn't a fight. Let's take it back.
Oh, I could untap the Treasure Cove and draw again. That's a good line, 12. That's a good line. I am excited for Fiery Cannonade to be looking at 3 toughness creatures this next game and just like us wanting to curl up in a ball and die. Let's do it. It's gonna be possibly the last game with this deck, definitely the last match. We're gonna roll right along to blue-black, quasi-duplicate. Please keep in mind, if you are new to the channel and you want to criticize play, whether it be my play or my opponent's play, you need to be constructive and specific. If you say things like that play was bad or that play was sloppy, and you don't say why it was bad or sloppy, you're going to get a 10-minute break in chat, because that breaks the chat rules. Witch Nuts, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. I appreciate it. If they have 2 lords out, they get to get around it. My opponent AFK. Are they leaving because we Niv-Mizzeted them? What's the deal? 2 years, JW. Mount up that trusty steed and ride forth across the land. Thank you for the 24 months. Welcome back. What do I order at Portillo's? Always cheese fries, and then I either get hot dog buns with vegetables and mustard, or a veggie croissant. Hey, ADH, thanks for the 2-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way again this month. Is there a list somewhere of all the sub icons? Yeah, if you click subscribe on the desktop, it should show it there. Onions, pickles, relish, tomatoes. You get cheese on it too if you want. I think my opponent is timing out. Is this the old we have to wait for them to double timeout, or did they click something? I just had something come up. All right, sweet. Good. I was like I didn't feel like that last game was super sodium induced. Yeah, that's true. I actually haven't had the between game client crashes since the last update. They must have fixed whatever was causing it on my system. But I would definitely believe that they still exist for some people. That card's real rude. Sometimes I get a cake shake. Depends on how much chocolate I'm craving. I had a smoothie after the gym this morning, so I declined getting the shake from Portillo's this evening because I had a smoothie this morning. I'm watching my girlish figure, chat. We're moving into the holiday season. You have any idea how many like pizzelles and pieces of cheesecake and what are the little Polish cookies with like the jelly in the middle of them? I'm blanking on the name at the moment, but those things are great too. One of my aunts always makes those. They're wonderful. Bye, fish. Klotchkis. Klotchkis is exactly what they're called. That is 110% what they're called, and they're delicious. Can I actually bump something in the queue? Details on how the deck queue works is here. The TLDR is that the only sub levels that come with free bumps are tier 2 and tier 3. But anybody can bump things in the queue, sub or not. Man, this Shaper Sanctuary really gave us the business. It beat up our control deck really good. The average American gains 5 pounds over the holidays. That's a fantastic number. I'm pretty sure my LA membership is good at most LA Fitnesses, so I'm probably going to go to the LA Fitness in Chicago this weekend. I think Scriptures is a fine card to play. I think that card's very reasonable and standard. Charity biddies, Mamora, thank you very much for cheering and for using the charity hashtag. Welcome. How are the prices at LA Fitness? So I have my health insurance that I have offers a gym membership that I pay like $25 a month for. That's good at like multiple different gyms. So I can actually, I just usually go to LA because they tend to be nicer. Also, the LA Fitness near where I live, they have a kids club where they will watch your kids while you work out for an extra small fee. It's actually very common for health insurance to offer gym memberships because it saves them money in the long run. If people who have their insurance are healthier, they're going to have less medical issues on average. You know, exercise and stuff like that being good for you. Yay, prizes! It's like, I don't know. I felt like the exact mix of answers and threats in this deck didn't feel fantastic, but we also ended up winning a lot of games. But like, I feel like we're gonna win a lot of games regardless, based on Niv-Mizzet and Dive Down just like being really, really strong together. I feel like I would want a little bit more respect for the aggressive decks in this deck, probably by playing like some lava coils or stuff like that. Like this Negate, or maybe these Syncopates could turn into more spot removal in the main deck and then just be better against control out of the board. I feel like with 4 Niv-Mizzets and the Dive Downs and the Ionizes, like, you're probably really good in the control matchup, so like hedging the aggro matchup more makes a lot of sense. There should definitely be a 4th Clarion on the board. The first cannonade before the fourth Clarion, I think, is a mistake. All right, what are we doing next? We're rolling right along here into blue-black quasi-duplicate up next. Let's go ahead and pull that up on screen here.